guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I perfect my base. The first step to a perfect base is prepping your skin. I like to start by cleansing my face with the Youth to the People Superfood Antioxidant Cleanser. This makes my skin feel so fresh. Next, I exfoliate with the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant, and this leaves my skin feeling very smooth and gets rid of all the dead skin. Then I use the Dermalogica Multi-Active Toner, and this really brings moisture back to my skin. It doesn't leave my skin feeling dry like other toners. But to moisturize my skin, I first go in with the fresh Seaberry Moisturizing Face Oil. In the colder months, I use 2 to 3 drops. In the warmer months, I use 1 to 2 drops. Then I go in with my Clinique ID Oil Control Gel with the green cartridge, which is for irritation. Prepping your skin and moisturizing is super important even if you have oily skin, and it allows for a smoother application for your makeup, and your makeup just sits really well all day long. I like to prime twice, so I first go with my Badescu Rose Water. I love this stuff. I use it for literally everything. Then I go with my Milk HydroGrip Primer, and this primer is really great because it's tacky and it gives the foundation something to stick to. For foundation, I go in with my Holy Grail, the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Foundation in the shade 420. I love this stuff. It's not oily, it makes your face matte but not too dry. I also use the Farsali Skintune Blur. I like to blend this with my foundation because it literally does what it says. It blurs all your pores and it just looks really photoshopped. I blend it out with my Plant Beauty Blender. When you're blending your foundation, you want to make sure that you get your neck and even your ears, because you do not want to look like you're wearing a mask. You want to really blend your foundation out really well so it looks really smooth. For concealer, I first go in with this Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. This shade is a little too dark for me to highlight with, but I really love the consistency of this concealer, so I like to put that down first. And then I go in with my Too Faced Born This Way Concealer, and this shade is just a tad too light, so I mix the two and it gives a great finish. I love this combination. For blending out my concealer, I like to let it sit on my face a little while to dry down just a little bit so that it gives me more coverage and it doesn't move around too much when I do blend it out. And when you're blending your concealer or any cream product on your face, you want to make sure that it's seamless. You don't want any lines of demarcation. You don't want to see where the concealer stops. So you want to go back and forth with whatever tool you use to put on your foundation, with whatever tool you use to blend out your concealer. To set my concealer, I use my Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Cashew, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out any creases because you do not want to set creases. I like to bake because I do have combination oily skin and my T-zone does get really oily, so I bake all the areas that I highlight, especially around my mouth, because I get smile lines and I do not like that. That's not a cute look. And putting concealer and setting powder around my mouth really kind of diminishes the possibility of me getting smile lines throughout the day. set the rest of my face with my Sephora Microsmooth powder in the shade Deep. I like to use the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r bronzer in the shade Coco Naughty on regular days. I don't like to cream contour. I just feel it's really heavy, so I just use this bronzer and I love it. Now I'm going into eyebrows, and I'm just going to brush off that powder before I do so. For eyebrows, I use the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade 4.5. And because I have thicker eyebrows, I don't really do that much. I just brush the hairs up and back, and then using short strokes, I draw a line at the bottom of my brow. I define my arch up top a little bit and just blend it out. Now I'm going to brush off the rest of this baking powder. I typically bake for as long as it takes me to do my bronzer and eyebrows. My face gets, my T-zone I should say, gets oily throughout the day. So it will start to look dewy after a while, and I really like that look. I don't want my face to look like an oil slick, so I bake as long as I have to. Next, I'm going in with the same bronzer I use on my face just to give my eyes some definition, and I find that this really ties the face together when you're not doing an eyeshadow look and you're just doing an everyday look. For blush, I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills blush trio, and the shade I'm using is Vegas. I kind of go a little heavy with blush because it is the first thing to disappear on your face when you do your makeup. For highlight, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dipped Glow Kit, and I take the first top two shades. Those are my favorite, as you can tell. And I just highlight my face. I love highlights. I just love it. I highlight all the high points of my face. I like to highlight my nose and my brow bone, my tear ducts, and my cheeks, of course. And I like to highlight before I set my face because I find when you highlight after you set your face, it just makes it that much more harsh. And for an everyday look, I just want it to look really soft and subtle, even though there's nothing soft and subtle about my makeup look. And then I just blend out my highlight because you want to make sure everything on your face is blended well together. I set my face using my Badescu Rose Water. Now I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty mascara. I'm not putting on lashes because I typically don't wear lashes on an everyday basis. I just apply literally the tiniest amount of mascara because I don't really like mascara either. For lips, on an everyday, I like to do brown liner and lip gloss. This is not a liner, it's actually an eyeliner from Wet n Wild, but I love the shade on my lips. So I line my lips with this liner. Lime Crime Cherry lip gloss, and I love this lip gloss so much. It's super glossy but not sticky. I'm using two different colors. I'm gonna put them in the description box below. And that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.